We're back on Inside Tennessee. This is our 2024 prediction.
We reminisce during the break. It's great.
It is great. All right, Susan, let's start with you. Who is going to win the state in 2024?
Well, it's going to be Senator Marsha Blackburn, our senior senator from Tennessee. She is opposed. We know that Representative Gloria Johnson is running against her this year, but this is still a very Trump conservative state, and Marsha fits right into that pattern. She's got plenty of money. I think Gloria will get a lot of outside money coming into the state to support her, but Marsha will have that as well, and Marsha's already got a huge amount of money in her pack.
Let me pin you down on that because we won't see the results until November, but
Right.
What do you think the spread will be in your mind?
60-40.
It'll be 64.
Yeah.
Okay. Don, your winner of 2024.
Well, I'm going to bounce off of something Susan just said. This is still a very Trump, red, conservative state. Were those your words?
Yes.
And because of that, I can't pick a winner. I struggled all day to identify a winner because when I see what this stripe of the Republican Party is doing, and listen, the Republican Party has changed. I think Susan will even admit that. But what they're doing with women's reproductive rights, their lack of meaningful thought and legislation concerning gun safety, I'm not talking about taking guns away, protection of minority rights, whether it be LGBTQ, people of color, funding, health care. I could not find and predict a state winner, and I'm hoping that when we come back to the show next year, I can say, gee, I wished I'd thought of that person or that issue. That they did win.
So you must have a lot of losers.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I mean, good Lord.
Who's your top loser?
The top loser on the state level?
Yes.
Struggle a little bit with that, but a combination of Cameron Sexton, and really the safety and well-being of Tennessee citizens. The gun session was so disappointing, and we are just not a safer place based on what our legislature is doing, and I lay a lot of that at Cameron Sexton's feet.
Speaker Sexton. All right, Susan, you're a loser at the state level in 2024.
Well, my prediction is going to be the public schools and the teachers' unions, because I think we're going to see, starting here in a few days, a big push by Governor Bill Lee and many of our legislators to pass the educational savings accounts, as they call them. We call them vouchers. I think people understand that. If it passes, and I think it will this time, there seems to be a lot more support than there was in the past for the educational savings accounts. We've had a couple of pilot programs in just in 2 counties, and I think that's going to be expanded. Interestingly, you know, they're doing low income initially, and then we'll expand it so anyone, regardless of income, can have a voucher to go to another school.
$7,000.
Yeah.
I think
The web subsidy for rich people in Knox County.
I could have used that money.
Well, you didn't need it though, and that's
there.
really the point. And it goes out of the public school system, and that's the problem.
I just think the public school, you know, we're going to have a huge fight over this in the coming session.
So, but that's not a person; it's an issue. Would you say that is an issue and a person in your mind?
The person's Governor Bill Lee.
The person is Governor Lee, but I think he'll.
But he's not the loser.
No, I think he's going to win it. I don't know. I don't really have a loser in that fight, because I don't know who is carrying the water for the Democrats.
Okay.
I would say the teachers' unions would be certainly.
Okay. And would you say the issue will be the voucher question?
Yeah.
Okay, so
no
Don,
question.
what is your issue of 2020?
The exact same thing, school voucher expansion, and it really is going to, I think, harm public schools in a way we haven't seen.
John, we'll do a lot of reporting on this, no doubt. What do you predict from the legislature in terms of how this shakes out and how quickly we might see it shake out?
In terms of vouchers, well, I think it will be consistent with what we've been seeing the last couple sessions, and that is supermajority that appears to be losing its focus and its ability to hold together and infighting. And personally, I see politically just more kind of nasty backstabbing and even dissension in the supermajority. There's nothing the Democrats can do about all this. They can say, we hate it, we don't like it,
sit back and eat our popcorn.
Yeah, but essentially what you're seeing is, and this is always the case, doesn't matter which party is the supermajority, they always end up kind of losing their ability to focus and get things done because everybody wants to one-up each other.
Among the reporting we've already done on vouchers is the reluctance by some lawmakers who are in the more rural communities to get behind this issue because that would leave many people in their communities without options.
Let me throw this out. Let's not forget this. We've already had a couple state senators from our area here in East Tennessee say, don't like it, not going for it. Richard Briggs and Frank Nicely being two. It doesn't take a whole lot more senators on the Republican side to say not going to go for it, and it's dead. It's not going to happen.
And you did see a lot of opposition from rural legislators last time.
Yeah.
So how do they win them?
Well, I don't know. I guess because they're giving everyone, not just the low income, at some point in time, they'll offer it to everyone, and so everybody would have an option. But the rural schools, the rural counties don't have. They don't have
Casada back or Casada or however
Casada.
back,
They just don't have private schools like the urban counties do. So they don't have a lot of options.
Fearful that private schools that really don't meet standards are going to pop up to fill this niche and take this money and really be predatory.
You are seeing that too. You're seeing more charter schools. That are
Trump
coming
University
into
situation,
Tennessee.
again, not to bag on the obvious, but that was a predatory school, no question.
And different charters, different than some of what we're talking about. There are lines here, but more to come on that issue across the state as we enter 2024. Coming back, we're going to look at the national predictions from Don and Susan in 2024.